Let's go!
Hey guys, it's Retrohead here, welcome back to another video. Now, today's video is a video of what it's made for quite a long time, but I've sort of thought, I've sort of been putting it off, to be honest. And that is, I've been collecting video games for probably about 8 to 10 years, and I've amassed a lot of games, and I need to downsize my collection. So today's video, I'm going to be going through a few games that I'm happy to get rid of. There probably is going to be more of these videos as I decide to get rid of more. I might not decide to get rid of any more, or not do it in a video, but there might well be more videos where I'm sort of clearing out my collection a bit. But I've got so many games that I've either not really played very much at all, or played and not really enjoyed. And there's so many games that I'd like to buy and play or have in my collection that I can't really see why I'm still keeping games that I'm not really that bothered about. And then as you go through the years of your collecting, you suddenly realise I'm running out of space, or I'd like to have a few more funds to buy some stuff that I actually really want. And I'm sure loads of people are getting to that point with their collections. After I think it's probably about 9 years. After that long, you are going to run out of space and run into problems with displaying your collection, or just want a few more funds to buy games that you actually really want to buy. Just because I don't feel like I want to keep just games for the sake of it anymore. I thought this for a couple of years really, but finally been brave enough to actually go for it and get rid of some stuff. So that is what you're going to see in today's video. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like and please subscribe to our channel Retrohead. Without further ado, let me show you what I plan to get rid of. So as I said, I'm actually a little bit nervous about doing this video, but there's so many games that I've got that I know I've either not played, or played and not really enjoyed, or never going to play again. And there's obviously loads of games that I'd like to buy that I haven't had the chance to play, and loads of games that I'd like to have in my collection. So to me personally, there's not much point in keeping these anymore. So I'm not going to waste too much time and just start going through these because there's absolutely loads. So the first one is Advanced Wars on the Game Boy Advance. Now this is a game that I played and it was okay. I could just never see myself going back to it. This is in quite good condition. It's all complete in box as well. So that's a nice one to start us off. As I said, just can't see myself going back and playing that one. So I am going to sell this one. So I'm just going to pop that down there. And then we can just carry on with more games. So I've got a lot of games to show here. The next one is Advanced Wars 2. I've never actually played this one, so can't really tell you what this is like. I'm going to guess very similar to Advanced Wars on the Game Boy Advance, but quite a pricey game, that one, so still another good one that I can sell to buy some more games, so happy with that. Now, the next one is another Game Boy Advance game, Jimmy Neutron. I know nothing about that, I've never played it, so I'm not going to say too much about that. The next one is probably a bit of a controversial one, but I've played this game and I bought it and played it a few times, and it's okay. Again, I can just never see myself going back to it, and that's Pokemon Pinball on the Game Boy Color. And this is in really good condition, and it is complete in box with the manual and everything, and it has also got the Pokemon sticker on it still there. Again, I really enjoyed the game, but I just can't see myself going back to it because it's quite a simple one. Glad I've got it, glad I've played it before, but again, there's so many games that I'd like to buy, I'm going to move it on. Now, the next one is another one I've never played, and that is Robots. Played it on the GameCube and it's alright on there, but if you're not familiar with the channel, I'll go for the full UK PAL GameCube set, so I really do not need this on the Game Boy Advance, because I'm obviously keeping my GameCube version. The next one, and this is a bit of a random one, not really sure what this is like or anything like that, because again, I've never played it, and that is Tom Clancy's Rogue Spear. I've played quite a few Tom Clancy games on the GameCube, and they're just alright. Don't really need it on the Game Boy Advance. The next one is, and I'm getting rid of this one because it's an American copy and I don't really like having the American copy on the shelf, and that is Namco Museum. So you can see the spines don't match up with our ones either. Quite a good little game, but I've got the Pac-Man collection, so I'll just keep that. Now the next game I'm only selling because it's a double and it's a GameCube game, and that is Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes. And this is complete and in pretty good condition overall. I don't need to have two of these. It is a very cool game, but don't need two of them obviously, and that is quite a pricey one. So again, it's another good one to sell. Next up is FIFA 98. I did not pay 25 quid from Storethumb for this. It's just a really old box protector. I do really enjoy the FIFAs on N64. I think FIFAs are good games, especially the old ones. But it's another double that I don't need. Again, with this one as well, another double, otherwise I wouldn't be selling it. V-Rally 99, a really good driving game. I love the V-Rally 99 game. And on PS1 as well, it's really good. But again, I do not need two copies of that. Next up, and this is another Game Boy Advance game I've never played. Beyblade V-Force. Don't really know anything about that one, to be honest, but it's in pretty decent condition. So I might be able to get a little bit for it. Again, not really too bothered about keeping that at all. Same with this one, never played it. Finding Nemo. Played it on the GameCube and it's okay, so do not need it on the Game Boy Advance. This one was actually alright when I played it, but again, I just can't see myself going back to it. Ed, Edd and Eddy, what is this called? Jawbreakers. The game was alright. I've never ever seen the cartoon before, to be fair. But quite a fun little game. Again, just can't see myself playing it again. This one is one that I'm selling because I'd like to get it on the GameCube at some point, so I don't need it on the Game Boy Advance. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. This is in quite decent condition as well. Again, it's quite a decent game, and the SpongeBob games are quite good. And if there wasn't a GameCube version, I would be keeping this. But because I'm hopefully going to get the GameCube one at some point, I don't need the Game Boy Advance version anymore. Next up, we have another game with SpongeBob in, and that is Nicktoons Racing. Again, another American game, so I'm not really bothered about keeping this. Just because the spines do not match our spines at all. We've got a small logo, and those two next to each other don't look very good. And to be honest, the game is nothing special either, so happy to get rid of that one as well. Just looking in the box next to me, because there's absolutely loads to pick from. I'll go for this one. This one is one that I actually do think is quite a good game, but I don't actually have in my collection. Well, I have this one still, but I'm going to sell it. But it's in quite decent condition. That's Madden 64. But I'm not that bothered about the Madden games, and I think I can get about 30 to 40 quid for this. It's quite a pricey game for what it is, so I'm happy to get rid of that and buy myself something that I actually want, not just another Madden game, so happy to get rid of that. The next game is a Switch game. It's actually brand new sealed, and that is Sonic Origins Plus. I actually bought this the day it came out. Never got round to playing it, because again, I like playing the old stuff, so never got round to playing this one. Not sure how much I can get for it, but I'm just not bothered about having it in the collection anymore. Next SNES game, this is a box SNES game, no manual one, and that is PGA Tour 96. Quite a fun little game actually, but don't feel like I need PGA Tour on the SNES anymore in my collection, so happy to move that one on. The next one, and this one is quite cool, I got this really cheap at a car boot a while back, and that is a black Game Boy Advance. But I would really like to have a black Game Boy Advance boxed. But if you look on eBay at box onlys, you're paying nearly the price of just a boxed version of this for just the box. So I'm going to sell this and try and get a boxed one in the future at some point. All works really well, and the black one is quite uncommon because it was a Toys R Us exclusive. So I'm hoping that will go quite easily. The next thing is a PS3 item, special edition of Final Fantasy X and X2 limited edition. Inside here it comes with a copy of the game remastered on the PS3 and also an art book, which is quite nice. I do quite like that, but I don't collect for PS3, so I'm happy to move that one on. A couple more N64 games coming up. As I've said many times on the channel, I'm not into wrestling at all. And if you didn't see one of my recent videos, I picked up a really cheap box wrestling game in the N64. So I've got two here that I'm now going to get rid of. So we have WCW NWO Revenge. This is in really good condition as well, so I'm hoping that one won't be too hard to sell. And the next one isn't in quite as good condition, but it's a pretty rare title, and that is Hardcore ECW Revolution. Now, I'm saying that like I know a lot about wrestling. I know nothing about wrestling. I just know that the games are okay. I've played them both once or twice, but just don't feel like I want them anymore. Again, there's so many games that I'd love to play. I'm happy to see all these go to buy a few games that I actually really want. So I'm going to clear these all away now, and I'll show you the next lot of games that I've got to show you. So next up I have some more cartridge stuff and also a lot of disc-based stuff. So first of all I'll show you the cartridge stuff. So I have games here, mainly original Game Boy, that are games that I used to have loose but have since bought boxed copies of. So the first one is Mario and Yoshi. Not an expensive game at all, but a very, very fun puzzle game. Next one is Tetris. Everyone's got a few copies of Tetris, I reckon. World Cup on the Game Boy. It's actually a really fun game, that one. But I don't need a double of that. And Super Mario Land on the original Game Boy. Little bit of a beaten up label, but it works absolutely fine. And what a Game Boy game that is, for not a very expensive price either. So next up is a lot of the disc-based stuff. So I have a mixture of Xbox, PlayStation and Nintendo here. So first of all, I got a few Xbox 360 games to show you. I don't collect 360 stuff at all, so I don't mind selling these. So I have the Gears of War and Gears of War 2 double pack. And this is quite nice. This is the Fable 3, which isn't worth very much, but the Game of the Year edition is quite an uncommon game and worth quite a bit as well. So happy to see that one go. Lego Star Wars, that one's not worth overly much. And this is quite cool. This is Forza Horizon, but it's actually the bundle copy. And I know a lot of people enjoy collecting these, and it's also got the right bundle copy disc. As you can see there, it's got to say bundle copy to match that to be like a proper complete version. But yeah, those are just the Xbox games. Oh no, actually I've got a couple more in this stack. I've got quite a big stack next to me and I've not ordered them quite right. I've got one more 360 game, one more original Xbox game. So the next 360 game is PES 2017. Now this one is actually quite uncommon and again worth a decent little bit. And I'm not really bothered about having this. I bought it a long time ago just thinking it was quite cool for a 2017 game on the 360. But this is back when I had quite a big Xbox 360 collection. Now I have hardly anything left. So happy to see that one go. And the original Xbox game, I'm only getting rid of this because it's a double and I don't need 2 copies of it because I do really like this game. And that is Outrun 2 on the original Xbox. This is in really good condition, all complete in box. I think that's maybe worth £8–10. So to find it as a double is pretty handy. But I'm going to move these bits now, and I've got quite a few PS2 games to show you, and also a few Wii games to show you. So I'll go for the PS2. Well, I've got PS2 and a couple of random bits. So the random thing is, and I bought this from CEX thinking that I needed it, but I didn't need it. The Super Mario Brothers Super Show on DVD. There's quite a few of these. I thought I already had this one and I didn't. I don't even think I'll get £6 for it, but just to get anything back for me buying it by mistake, I'll take. So the next stack of games here is PS2 games. A lot of these I've bought, played, and just aren't that fussed about replaying them again, or I've got them on the GameCube. So the first one is Crash of the Titans. I wasn't overly taken by this Crash game. I really like Crash, but I can't see myself replaying that one again. Next game I'm only selling because it's on the GameCube, and that is Simpsons Hit and Run. Quite a pricey game, and I don't really need multiple copies of this on multiple systems. So that one can go as well. And the same thing with Crash Nitro Kart. That's also on the GameCube as well. Otherwise I wouldn't be selling it. Now, next up, and I'm going to say this really weird, but I don't really know how to pronounce this game. Kya. Yeah. I don't really know how to say this, but it's quite a decent game. I paid £5 for a charity shop for it a long while ago. And it's in really good condition. I played quite a lot of it. Didn't complete it, but played a lot of it. But after I sort of played it, I thought it was good. But again, I'm never going to go and put it in the PS2 and replay it. So what's the point in keeping it? Burnout 2 Point of Impact. Recently bought this on the GameCube, so I don't need it on the PS2. Spyro A New Beginning. I love Spyro, but wasn't overly taken by this particular Spyro game. And I think this has got a GameCube release as well. I haven't got it, but I do think you can get that on GameCube. The next game is another game that I don't have on GameCube, but would like to get at some point, and that is Shadow the Hedgehog. A really good game. I'd highly recommend this one if you haven't played it already, because it's really fun. And the value seems to be going up on this one as well. So, the Simpsons game on PS2. I have this on the Wii, and I play the Wii a lot more than the PS2. So, why not just keep it on there? And finally, Kingdom Hearts 2. I played this for a little while. I wasn't overly taken by it. So again, what's the point in keeping it? So that is the PS2 stack I'm getting rid of at the moment. I am constantly going through my collection and finding more bits I'm happy to get rid of. Got to downsize it at some point. So this is it at the moment, but I'm sure this will grow over the next few months. So Wii games next, and a lot of these, pretty much all of these, are doubles that I've just bought over charity shops and car boots over the years. So the first one is Super Paper Mario. Again, I just don't feel like I need to be keeping loads of doubles of games anymore. And that's in really good condition and complete as well, so I'm happy with that. It's not worth overly much, not as much as you might think. Similar with this one, Twilight Princess, an amazing game, but I might be able to get like a £5 for it. It's complete as well, manual and disc and everything like that, so yeah, don't need 2 copies of Twilight Princess. This is a really good game. I'd recommend this one if you haven't played it. Endless Ocean, probably one of the most chilled out games I've ever played. Yeah, just really like that one. Again, I think that's like £1 at a car boot. Monopoly Streets. I've got the original Monopoly on the Wii, so I don't really need this copy of Monopoly Streets. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Again, this was picked up a long time ago. I did not buy this from CEX, but it's got quite a new CEX sticker on it, so I don't actually know where I got this from. Is it complete? Yeah, it's complete. I don't actually know where I got that from, but it will have been cheap from somewhere. Guitar Hero 5. Pretty good game, Guitar Hero 5, but I'm not going to play it. And Lego Batman, the video game. Again, pretty good game, but I'm not going to play it realistically. I've played a bit of it before, but I'm not going to go back and play it again. So that's the Wii stuff. Again, not much at the minute, but I'm still constantly going through my collection, so I would highly imagine that this stack will grow. but I didn't have the biggest Wii collection in the first place. It was like nowhere near my biggest collection, so that is what I'm getting rid of at the moment. But I might well be doing one of these videos again in the future of showing like a load more that I'm going to get rid of. But at the moment, out of the Wii collection, that is what I'm going to be selling. And the final stack of games I have to show you is a very, very random stack, consisting of PS Vita, N64, Switch, 3DS, just some really, really random stuff. So I'm not going to do this one in any particular order. So the first game is a great game, but a game that I have a copy loose and boxed of, and I only need one copy of it, and that is Diddy Kong Racing. But what a game this is. Such a fun game. So if you haven't played Diddy Kong Racing, again, it's another game that I absolutely love. Better than Mario Kart 64 in my opinion, and I like Mario Kart 64. The next two games are two PS Vita games, and these are games that I just can't see myself going back and playing. So we have Lego Marvel and the Lego Movie. I just can't see myself going back and replaying these. I've got them on the Wii U, so I haven't got much of a need to play them on the Vita either, so again, I'm just going to let them go. A random PSP game here, Sonic Rivals 2. I much preferred the original Sonic Rivals, and this one has got a bit more value, so I'm happy to get rid of that. This next game I'm going to get rid of because I've got it on the GameCube and I only had it on the original Xbox before, but again, I'm going for the full GameCube set, so I'm going to keep that. And that is Time Splitters 2, but it is a really, really good game. Not worth very much, but still a very good game. Tony Hawk American Wasteland. I don't have this on the GameCube yet, but I would like to get it at some point, so I don't need the original Xbox version. Again, I was picked up for £1 a long time ago at a charity shop. Next up, and this is a random Switch game. Don't have many Switch games to sell, but I was not taken by this one. And that is Team Sonic Racing. You have to let me know if you've played this on like the Switch or PS4 or whatever. But I much, much preferred Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed. I love that game, and that was alright, but I'm never going to go back and replay it. So, again, what's the point? The next one is a Xbox 360 game I forgot to show you, and that is Lego Star Wars 3. I've never played this, so I can't say nothing about that one. Next up, I have a random DS game, and that is Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. A pretty decent game, but I am trying to thin out my DS collection, so I'm going to get rid of that. And finally, a 3DS game, one that I'm not bothered about at all and has quite a bit of value, and that is Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. This was one that I actually found in a charity shop a long, long time ago, and it actually worked out to cost me 20 pence. So, had it for quite a while, played it, like maybe twice, 3 times at most, and I'm not bothered about replaying it again. So, again, that one can go. It's sort of sad to get rid of all this stuff, but when I know that I'm going to be buying games that I actually really want to play or have in my collection, I'm not gutted about it at all, really. I really look forward to just getting a bit more space and a bit more funds to buy some more cool stuff. So that is the games that I'm happy to part with out of my collection. Again, it is sort of like gutting to sell these games because I've had a lot of them for so long. But I know that I'm going to end up buying games I really, really want to have in my collection and games I really want to play. Maybe knock off a few more GameCube games off the list would be nice or something like that. And they're just games that I've just got sitting on shelves. They're never going to get played. I'm personally never going to put them back in the consoles, pretty much any of them. So it's nice that they're now going to go to people who will have them in their collection and will play them. Because there'll be people that really want those games. And they're going to actually go to a good home. And for me, I'll just use the money that I'll get for those games to buy games that I really want to have or play in my collection. So really, everyone's a winner. But let me know in the comments down below, are you a collector? Have you been downsizing your collection recently? Because I think a lot of people have started doing it, just because I think people realise you can't collect the way people collect forever. It's got to get smaller at some point so more stuff can come into the collection. So like I said, if you are doing anything like that, let me know in the comments down below. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like, please subscribe to our channel Retrohead, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!